A warm welcome in the Saudi city of Jeddah. First stop for the man trying to bring the biggest diplomatic crisis in the Gulf region to an end. The Emir of Kuwait began talks immediately with the Saudi king, but he has his work cut out for him, with Saudi Arabia showing little apparent interest in compromise.
We want to see Qatar implement the promises it made a few years back with regard to its support for extremist groups, with regards to its hostile media, with regards to its interference in the affairs of other countries. And we have taken this step with great pain in order to make sure that Qatar understands that these policies are not acceptable and not sustainable and that they must change.
On Monday, Saudi Arabia led Bahrain, the United Arab Emirates, Egypt, Yemen and the Maldives to sever diplomatic ties with Qatar and impose an embargo from the land, air and sea. On Tuesday, Mauritania severed relations, while Jordan downgraded its diplomatic ties but didn't cut them completely. But another regional player, Turkey, says isolating Qatar will not resolve the problems.
I
want to clearly say that we disapprove of the sanctions on Qatar. These developments, coming at the time when we need solidarity and cooperation more than ever, are no good for any country in the region. Regional problems should be solved through dialogue.
At the heart of this crisis are major differences about how the nations engage with Iran, as well as Qatar's ties with the Palestinian group Hamas and the Muslim Brotherhood. Qatar has dismissed the move as without justification and based on fabricated information. A core part of the strategy is to try to squeeze Qatar and its people economically. Qatar is a desert nation that relies heavily on imports. About 40% of its food is trucked across its only land border with Saudi Arabia. The transport route is also vital for construction materials needed for its energy industry and to help Qatar prepare for the 2022 Football World Cup. Qatar says it has made arrangements for normal life to continue, but the prospect of food shortages saw some residents stockpiling. 2 days into the blockade, shoppers say there's little real impact.
People got panicked, definitely, and that's the reason I think the only shortage I can see is the milk. Otherwise, I don't think there is any shortage or nothing I can say unusual over there. Nothing unusual.
Then there's the suspension of flights and the closing of airspace. Planes travelling to and from Qatar can be seen here, bypassing Saudi Arabia and the UAE. People have been stranded in all of the affected countries. But despite the disruptions and the diplomatic pressure, the focus remains on mediation to try to bring an end to the crisis. Moreana, Al Jazeera.